you are struggling in your walk with God, make sure that you are being transparent. Make sure that you are not leaving any of your feelings out, because it's in the time when you are transparent, when you are vulnerable and naked before the Father, that you will see your true motives, and then God will show you if it's in alignment with His will or not. But it's not until you are transparent. It is not until you become vulnerable. It is not until you are honest about the situation that you will get the answer that you're looking for. A lot of times we are seeking God for an answer, but God is waiting on us to be transparent. So if you are seeking God, if you are frustrated, a lot of times God is waiting on us to be honest and transparent. So if you're waiting on an answer, make sure that you have been completely honest with God. It seems in the beginning, if you're not used to doing this, it seems a little awkward when you are just telling God everything, but He already knows. And so if you're waiting on an answer from God, don't hold back. It's a lot of times that we'll tell people that you're not waiting on God. God is waiting on you. And if you're waiting on an answer, if you have been seeking God and you've been fasting, I have a question for you. Have you been completely honest with God? Have you been completely transparent? For instance, you want to move forward and there's a person in your life that you no longer want to be involved with. So you say you're done, but the person is always still on your mind. And you're asking God to deliver you, to remove this person out of your life. You don't even want the thoughts. Or when you think about them, you don't want to have any feelings attached to it. But when is the last time you've been transparent with God about how you really feel? Let me give you an example. I'm going to give you one of my examples. I'm going to say after I was divorced, I still sometimes, if I had to interact with my kids, their dad, although I didn't want him or anything, after I maybe would talk to him, desire or something would come, or it would be a negative thought. And I would have to go back and say, you know what, God, why would I want something that He's the same person He was when we got divorced? Or why do I feel this way? And so in there will be some bitterness, some unforgiveness. I could have the wrong perspective. So I'm not just pointing out a part of my relationship to talk bad on anyone, but there was some of my thoughts was because of the person, and some of it was because of me, because I had the wrong perspective, or maybe I had some unforgiveness in my heart. And so if you're waiting on an answer from God, make sure you are transparent. Make sure you've repented. Make sure that you have been open and honest about how you feel about this situation, to make sure you get whatever it is out. Because a lot of times we're praying for God to heal us and deliver us from people, places, things. But if you've done all you know to do and you're still having an issue, make sure that you're not holding on to something. Make sure you're not keeping something for yourself. Make sure you give it all to God, so then God has something to work with. So don't hold on to the part that you're ashamed of. Don't hold on to the part to say, okay, I want something that's not good for me. That could be addiction. That could be abuse. That could be just a relationship that you know is beneath what you know you deserve. So don't hold on and don't hold back, and don't try to come to God like innocent. Listen, be raw with God. Tell Him how you really feel, so then He can help you. Because everything that we go through, we then can use it as a testimony to help somebody else. So things that you could just walk away from, you don't need to pray about it. for things you've been praying about, stuff you've been fasting about, and it still seems not to be happening, make sure that you are transparent and vulnerable before the Father. And keep praying, keep trusting, and keep believing.